Good morning. Let's journal together. So this is a real-time video. Let's see what I do in my morning. I come in with my cup of tea. I sit down. I don't normally put the computer on. I have a sip to help center myself. Depending on how I'm feeling, sometimes I light a candle. Today is a day where I have a bit more time in my meditation space or my quiet space. So I will today light a candle. I'm just going to put that there. I have a contemplation card, which is from my yesterday's journal video. So that sits, just so you can see, so that sits in my little card stand, and my candle just sits on there. So I do put some glasses on so I can see what I'm doing. Hello, Chris. You're going to make a cup of tea also? Perfect. So this is it. This is how I journal in the mornings, because everyone wonders how we manage to keep up and do all these things. So I'm literally going to take you on my journey with me. I start with my ladies' journal, so the health journal. And this one I go to like the tracking pages, and it takes me 5 seconds. So I just mark down my tracking pages, everything that I need to know. So I am actually going to do that so you can see what happens. This bit's very boring, so I just run down my little checklist, and it just, I'm measuring things like, am I tired? How am I feeling? This measures like my base health, energy levels and things for me, which are very important for stuff that I have to keep an eye on. And things like my mood, you know, how am I feeling? Calm, centered, have I meditated? And also keeps me on track with whether I've done my meditations and things. So today we'll be meditating, so I'm going to put that in here. It reminds me to move and exercise as well. And when I have in here self-care, I call that journaling. So self-care is journaling to me. So I give that a tick. And I can track my hours of sleep. So let's just work out how many hours I slept last night. So I think we had, 7 hours last night. 8 hours, just. Sleep quality was good. Had a weird dream last night, so I will make a note of that. So I just go to my diary page to write that in. So I have my diary pages here. And I had a dream that I was changing the bed covers. So I'll put that there. And that is my health tracking done. Then I move into my journal that you'll see, and I move into my March grid for my daily tracking. I select my cards, so we are using this one. So you've kind of got a heads up on what my monthly decks are really. And I remove the Oracle cards because they're not in this deck at the moment, because I'm using it as my daily pulls. And I just like to take a moment to sort of focus myself on what's going on. So perhaps if I, excuse the noise, if I tip the camera down, you can see really what's going on my table. So my journal, I've got my second journal, and my candle and card are here. So we're just going to shuffle the cards. And I just want to know what the energy for my day is. That's how my daily pulls are. It's just what is the energy of the day going to be? The main energy, so it's the main focal energy of the day. Cool. That one is actually upside down because I think I was talking about that one yesterday, so I'm going to put that back in my deck. That's of course it flipped and I missed it. But, I do find cards turn around quite often when I'm shuffling in this deck, or they come out. So interesting. We have another sword card for me. So we have the 9 of Swords. So I'm going to put that there. Go on to my green pen, which is ready. And what I do is I just draw a symbol in here. So do a nice big kind of stick sword, big number 9 next to it. And I'll just take a moment to think about the card. So, because it's a Marseille card, I'm feeling that this one's kind of giving me that mindful reflection. So being mindful of what's going on around me and just looking after my thoughts, not giving them out to the world. So I'm just going to write down the words mindful here. And that can be as simple as my, so I've written it here, and I've written my sign, and that can be as simple as my morning practice. Now I can take this one step further, which, you know, if you watch my journals, I sometimes do, and then I move into a diary format. We're into the Pisces month, and this one's doing the month of time. So this is my Flickering Cauldron moon diary. And I've got a beautiful little thing here about making some moon bath salts. And I go to the day and I just do exactly the same thing. I draw in my 9 of swords. I write my word. Anything else I want to write in here, I can put in at this point. If I was using a deck that I'm not familiar with, I would pull the book out and I could now read the book and see if some words jump out at me. I'm having a day at home, so my mindfulness and my 9 of swords aren't going to be related to anything that's going wrong in work. So I'm not at this point going to be concerned with it too much. But what I can also do is when I leave this space in my journal, I can come back at the end of the day if I want to and write it out. So sometimes I'll leave that card on my desk. So when I come home, it's on my desk and I can see it. And then it just prompts me to come back and put something here because I wasn't sure what we were relating to. Alternatively, remember, if you've watched my pre-setup, I have some throwdown pages in my journal, which look like this. So I have my throwdown pages. So what I could do now, if I wanted to know more and expand on that swords, I could just put my kind of question relating to that 9 of swords. And then here I could put the cards that I've got. And again, exactly the same thing, very simple, just a couple of words, keywords to let me see what was going on with that throwdown journaling. So that is my morning setup, and that's how I go. It's taken me a little bit longer than usual because I've been explaining to you. So if I bring the camera back up, you can see what we've got here. So I hope that inspires you to do something and realise that it's not as complicated as it has to be. Yes, I do have more decorative pages in my journal, but those are ones I would spend. So on a Sunday morning, I spend a bit of time in here. And I like to draw and create, and that's my time, my kind of quiet meditation, creative playtime. And that's how my journal gets built up. Most of its life is on Sundays or Saturdays when there's nothing on the TV. But it's not a daily thing. So that is as simple as it gets for me. And then I take my tea and I go off for breakfast and then I head off and start my day at work. So I hope that inspires you all to not be scared of journaling or writing it down somewhere. It doesn't have to be big, as I say. If you're a prolific journaler, you can get a big page and you can fill it all in with as much text as you want and information. So Chris here is just saying that he's been doing a daily spread inspired by the star system for answering questions in a job interview. Oh, that sounds interesting, Chris. Have you shown that one on your channel? Not sure if you're still with us or if you've gone to get your cup of tea, but that'll be interesting to see. If you have, I might have to pop over and have a look. So for anyone that doesn't know, Chris is from Elemental Cartomancy, and he's the gentleman that I did the VR to with how I work with oracles. He's got his coffee. Ah, did you? We're done, Chris. Morning pool's done. So I was just saying, if you have a video, do you have a video on your star system that you've been using, or is that something new that you're just starting to use? I think I've seen you talk about it in the live, or I recall something about job interview. Yeah, definitely need to do one, and we can all watch and see what's going on. But you've got your cup of coffee. I mean, I don't know if there's anything anyone wants me to answer about my morning routine, then I'm free to answer questions, but otherwise we're all able to go off and enjoy our day without watching me ramble on and witter on. I find this practice just centers me. So this centers me, that's why I do it. And if I made it any more complicated or any lengthier, I probably wouldn't do it. So I have come down to the point where just pulling the card, writing a couple of keywords, expands my vocabulary of the cards for one, and also helps me see insight. Plus laying them out on the desk if I want an expansion, and coming back to it by not writing it down, being prescriptive, allows me to see how they work into real life and everyday life for me. Because as a reader, when you read for other people, somehow you tap into the cards and their meanings much faster than when you're doing it for yourself. So this also brings in other narrative for me and other ways of understanding the cards. I could also, if I wanted to, and sometimes I do, I'll pull an oracle card. And oracle cards will always be, they take a little bit longer for me. So that's more of a definite meditative practice. So I could either ask again based on the card that I've had. So if we were to just say, what do I need to know about that 9 swords today? And see what comes out. So we have the Candle of Illumination from the Witch's Oracle. That's a beautiful card, isn't it? So we could do the looking at that and taking away from it what we see. So I could do that visually with taking a look at the rainbows. Are there colours that step out to me? And then what those colours mean to me personally. And I could just jot those down. I could just jot down words, the colours. We do have a beautiful candle in here and a peacock, interestingly. So the peacocks to me are, they're showing themselves off to people. And we have the light there as well. So we could possibly be looking at illumination of stepping into light or being seen doing something, hopefully for the good, not for the bad. We also have the, I don't know what we call it, we've got the triple spirals on there as well. So that could be like a practice thing. So it could be that someone's actually seen me do this and it's illuminated something for you guys and helping you to see what you're up to. But I would then pull my little book out, and it's number 4. So I have actually written that into my book in completion. So this card links to the throat chakra. So there we go. That's interesting. So we have the swords and we have the throat chakra now. So it all starts to kind of link in. And we have things about inner radiance, sacrifice, illumination. So inner light guides your way. If it was upside down, it might mean energy management is also required. But I don't think I'm at that point here. So and then going a bit more into depth, the candle is a sign of holding yourself as an example to life. Well, now I feel like I'm preaching a little bit because I'm here showing you how to journal and it's telling me that I'm holding myself as an example. I am not the only example on the internet. Now I'm feeling a bit embarrassed. So you can be sure that if you are making sacrifices for the benefit of the greater good, your life will shine with radiances as a result. Candle also reveals that you may be about to burn out. Perhaps things have been getting out of control. Lessons need to be learned about energy management and how to improve it. Grounding yourself regularly will assist your current situation, as will tempering the flame with rest and contemplation. And I've added my own word into this one that I've taken from this card, and I've my own words. And I put, don't push yourself or your desires too hard, you know, kind of that forcing things into reality. Sometimes you just have to let it manifest on its own. But that's that really is it. I can't like eke it out any further. In total, that whole practice would probably take me 8 minutes in real time. So we're at 15 now. So it's kind of double because I've been talking my way through it. And if I'd just done it as my 3-minute morning card pull, word in my first journal, and then 1 word in my second journal, that would be the 3-minute thing and I'd be gone. So yeah, I hope that inspires you, and I will see you in the next one. And if you're interested in the VRs about Oracle cards, it was how I use Oracle. Is that right, Chris? Because I think I got it wrong to start with. I think about how I use my Oracle, but I think the hashtag is how I use Oracle. And it was started, I believe, at Chris's channel. So there's quite a few videos around to that if you want to put the hashtag in and look it up. And if you want to join along with the Mystical March Journaling Challenge, the video was put up yesterday for that one. So if you look for the links on how to join in and go to the website to get your downloads from April, and you can join in with that one as well. So take care, have a lovely rest of the day. And it is how I use Oracle. Thank you, Chris. I appreciate that. And yeah, have a good day and I will see you again. Thanks. Bye-bye. Bye, Chris. Thank you for joining me and I hope you enjoy your coffee.